and it's got to be the most well-known bunch of and you can't and fans is not a, you can't put fan label on these guys because these guys are a lifestyle. I mean, hell, they got their own damn like hand symbol or something. So without further ado, let's bring you to the program, Josh Saleh and Lynx, Mr. Dan Rice. Welcome to the program, guys.
What's going on, Webb?
What's going on, man?
So, okay, so for those of my listeners who aren't familiar, I mean, you must be under a rock in the dirt track world if you don't know who these guys are. Josh, tell us a little bit about the origins of the Turn 3 gang.
Well, the origins is just decided over 10 years ago, 10 years to sit in Turn 3 at Eldora, and from then on, everybody just decided to hang out, and next thing you know, it's pretty bigger than what I actually thought it would ever be, but, I mean, that's probably about it.
And you and I talked offline earlier, some of the coolest stuff in the world happens by accident. And T3G, I think, might be one of those things. And you guys have there's a symbol that if anybody looks carefully, there's a hand gesture that is made in pictures. You'll see it on Dirt. You'll see it on in magazines. And the drivers give it to you guys driving by there on Turn 3 at Eldora, right?
Oh yeah.
How did that come? How did the hand symbol come about?
You want me to handle this one, Josh?
Yeah.
Well, we were all the whole name, the Turn 3 gang. I mean, it was just one of those things, like you said, just on accident, spur of the moment, liquid fueled decision. And the Turn 3 gang came about, and we had a girl that we knew that was pretty good at computer graphics and stuff, and we just wanted something. So she was making these designs, and I don't really remember who or what or how the shocker got involved. But, you know, we were already sitting in 3. We didn't have a name yet, you know, which we're still just the same race fans we ever were. But all of a sudden one day a shocker popped up, and I got to looking at what that was. And, you know, and everybody knows what the shocker is, but we kind of co-opt that. And as far as racing community is concerned, that's ours now. And when you hold 3 fingers up at a racetrack, everybody knows what that is. You know, that's your Dale Earnhardt right there. And we needed something different, but still a 3. And it just kind of happened that fit the logo. It kind of looked pretty cool. It popped. Everybody liked it. And ever since then, that's just been it. But it's not the shocker anymore. That's a 3 for the Turn 3 gang.
Gotcha. And I love the idea of having that identifier. Now, and I'm going to be real upfront with you guys. So I stumbled upon this probably 07, 08, and saw it, and I thought, wow, look at these guys. This is pretty cool. But I must tell you that I've worked at Talladega a few times at the big track. And
oh, yeah, I'm aware.
Well, I worked at a Hot Wheels tent, whatever. I was making extra money, and the number of people that came by and would grab product from me missing fingers was an unbelievable shock to me. And I thought that's what that was. I thought that was what the shocker, your symbol was a race fan missing fingers. Then it dawned on me it was a shocker.
Believe it or not, there's a couple of people that we're pretty good friends with that like to hang out. They do have missing fingers, but none of them match up right. So
they would be the mascot if they did match up right.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so Eldora, I mean, Josh, I talked to you earlier, 10 years now. I mean, what are some of your, and we're going to do a top 10 here in a minute, but just talk about the last 10 years of Eldora and the friends and people you've met through this Turn 3 gang.
It's just amazing. I mean, like I said before, I didn't expect it to be like this with especially a lot of the drivers. Now, you know, just guessing 50-plus, you know, race cars have, you know, a T3G sticker on, throw it up. It's just unbelievable how all this is like, you know, came about. I mean, it still amazes me, and the people, you know, myself and Lynx and everybody else in it has met. They're just awesome people. you can't beat the friends that we have now, basically just because of the Turn 3 gang.
So, and I'm gonna guess out loud here that probably you have a core group of guys, and every year they bring people, and those people bring people. Is that how you've seen this thing grow?
Yeah, you're exactly right. The first, this year for camping with us, we had the Waynesfield flagmen camp with us this year. So, that's pretty interesting. We've had Christian Rayburn camp with us as well and hang out for, a weekend deal. It's just, the names can go on and go on. And, as some drivers just stopping by, having, a beverage with us, saying hi, awesome job and stuff like that makes you feel real good.
Now, Lynx, you guys have a relationship with Jody Shannon and the DRC, and one of the greatest things that I've seen this year on there is your predictions. And I noticed you did it the year prior. How did you become the prognosticator, so to speak, for the DRC?
By the way, my predictions were decided to be 97.5% right for the North-South this year. I just wanted to get that up there on record. Guys sit around and they drink a little bit of liquid courage and they come up with the greatest ideas in the world. And sometimes it actually works out to be pretty cool and pretty fun to do. That was just a one-off that I think maybe 50 people listened to, but we got a kick out of it and laughed at it a lot. And then Jody called me, asked, hey, can we do a Lynx Predicts? Or he sent me a message on Facebook, however it was, for the North-South. And I said, sure. Called him up and just wrapped it off because, if I thought about it, those wouldn't be predictions, those would be theories. So it's just one of those things that happens.
Oh, God, I love this guy already. All right,
I think some of the best things we've ever done were bad ideas that were fueled by liquid courage.
Yeah, listen, I think all of us have had that one beer too many because, you know why it's one beer too many? Because you're always asking the guy beside you to hold it while you do it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, now, I guess Lynx or Josh, talk to me about, you guys are involved in a pretty cool deal with a young race fan named Keegan Miller. Which one do you want to talk about that?
That's up to him. I'll rattle on for a while, but he could probably handle that too.
Yeah. We each probably have something different to say about it because I've known Randy, Keegan's dad, and Keegan ever since he was born, and Lynx has probably been around there quite just about too, if not the same as me. Well, he's only 9, so definitely he's been around his whole life. He's just all he wants to do is racing. I remember sitting at Randy's house, picking him up, getting ready to go to a racetrack right down the road from him called Oak Street Raceway. And Keegan's standing in the window, crying and mad as hell that he can't go watch racing. And it's just, when he's at the track, always smiling. He's always smiling at home, playing with his cars on the kitchen table. He's just an inspiration to everybody, and I'm glad everybody has got to meet him, especially this year. And it's unfortunate what he has to go through to do it, but, if it wasn't for all the drivers, friends, family, his parents being strong, Keegan wouldn't be in the position he's at, right now going to the races. Like, he just went to the World 100, his first trip there, and I don't think he had didn't leave the place without a smile. Nonstop every time I looked at him, he was smiling. It was just nuts. Lynx can probably say a little something different as well on it.
Yeah, but Keegan was, if I'm not mistaken, I may mess this up, but, it's all out of love, so I'll do my best. But I believe Keegan was born with a heart defect and had to have this last surgery was his 3rd open heart surgery. Hopefully, everybody's keeping their fingers crossed. I don't know if it's 100% positive or not, but this was his last one. And a friend of ours, Tom Childress, he goes by TC, he just decided he had to get involved. We all love this kid forever, and TC started these little purple wristbands and just had Keegan's name on them. He's a monster truck fan, too. He likes Gravedigger, so we went with green and purple. And people started a Facebook page, and it just blew up. I think he ended up giving away 1,700 wristbands all over the U.S. Race fans got behind Keegan. Race tracks got behind Keegan. Drivers got behind him. It was just the showing of support, which I believe a lot of it grew out of the prelude for the Dream. Somebody got a hold of, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now. The worst driver at the prelude. Everybody knows who that is. Crew chief, Gordon.
Oh, Ray Evernham.
Ray Evernham, greatest guy in the world, worst driver ever. But Ray Evernham got on board, and I don't know if he kicked it up a notch, but it just blew up, and the support for Keegan and what DJ and the crew at Eldora did this weekend was awesome. If anybody saw the pay-per-view or was at the World 100, our friend Justin Coulter had to do something too. It's just what these all came out of, personal, I got to do this for this kid type deals. And he decided, we can't forget there's also another person involved in that. There's a Kenley Wilson. She went through the same heart surgeries. We met these people kind of that way. Her dad does race car graphics, wide open graphics. And we just all hooked up, and they found out that their kids were having the exact same surgery about a week and a half, 2 weeks apart. And Justin decided he had to do that K2 car, which stands for Keegan and Kenley. And it just took off, and the thing at Eldora, I tell you what, we're a bunch of diehard race fans and don't put up with a bunch of guys, but there was not a dry eye in Turn 3 Saturday when that happened. It was ridiculous.
And that's what's great about what you guys do. And Dan, Josh, you guys, we go on to 4M, and there's all this venom. There's all this garbage about water in this track, and this track sucks, and this promoter, and the drunk guys at Eldora. Well, and here you guys are propping up a young guy in Keegan and giving him giving him an inspiration to get through what he's got to get through, and the young lady we spoke of. So I commend you on that. But now you got to tell me some of the wild stuff you do. The charitable stuff, 100% golden. You guys do a great job. But I need to ask you, Lynx, about hot-headed burritos. And you have
burritos. You
have some kind of an obsession. This little bird tells me.
No, that's a big bird.
So tell me about your hot-headed burritos, and then tell me about the wildest time there at Eldora.
Well, we were down at, I don't remember where we were at. Somehow a burrito conversation came up, and I owe this all to the big show, Robbie Hensley. He just said hothead burritos, the end. I'm not talking about this anymore. If you've not had a hothead burrito, we don't want to talk about burritos. And see, I'm originally from New Mexico, so burritos was like sandwiches out there. So yeah, we had our first hothead burrito at the Dream, I believe it was. That big bird drove off to Greenville and brought some food back. And I was watching Robbie Hensley get literally angry because the food wasn't coming quick enough. So I was getting excited about this. And one of my top 10 moments of Eldora, which, like you said, we'll get into later, was sitting in Turn 3 watching cars qualifying in hot laps, eating a hothead burrito.
Well, all right. Well, I got a listener that I'm sure you know who it is. Want me to ask about that? Now, Josh, offline earlier, we talked earlier today. I asked you to come up with your top 10 moments over the last 10 years. Did you get a chance to do that?
Yeah, I've come up with some, yes, that I can remember.
Okay, well, hang on a second. Hang on a second. This is the top 10 moments over the last 10 years for the Turn 3 gang. Go, Josh.
The first T-shirt that we've ever done up with has got to be right there.
All right. Next. You didn't write these down.
Well, he did. That's what I'm saying. He wrote them down. That's what I'm sitting here laughing about. I told him I wouldn't write nothing down off the top of my head. He wrote them down, and he can't get to it.
I thought we discussed that he was going to go next.
And number 9. I'll go for number 9.
Okay.
Let's see. Now, this is going to be funny. It's going to knock one of his off. Number 9 greatest moment was last year at the UMP Fall Nationals. We saw Larry Kemp come rolling towards us on his golf cart up the sidewalk, and it was kind of one of those come-to-Jesus moments, because anytime an official rolls up on turn 3 at Eldora, we always worry that we didn't grown out. But Larry Kemp rolled up and set a case of beer down on the slab and said, "Thank you, boys," and drove off.
Excellent. Number 8.
Eddie Carrier Jr., last year's World 100, after finishing second, still just going about full speed in turn 3 after he took the checker, throwing it up the shocker and everything. It was just like, can think of that right after he does 100 laps around there. It's pretty amazing.
Number 7.
Number 7 for me would have to be, I might have been the 2006 World 100, watching Jeep tear the place down, destroying the wall, and everybody was in such a great mood, and getting back to our campsite and having about, 200-300 people we didn't know having a heck of a party going on. That was great.
Number 6.
Sorry, Scott Bloomquist, but Scott Bloomquist's chrome car gets destroyed right in front of us by a hometown guy where I live, where I live at, and it crushes it also right in front of us. So that's right, that's good.
Number 5.
Number 5 is the same incident. I am the Scott Bloomquist fan, so I happened to miss that. I happened to miss that during hot laps, but when I walked in and made it to turn 3, one of my best friends looked at me and said, "Hey, I know you know what happened by now, but we got you a Scott Bloomquist diecast," and he threw me a crinkled up foil hot dog wrapper from the concession.
Number 4.
One of our first years all really together, Brian Burkhofer doing a slide job, was it 10 years ago, on Bloomquist on the controversial white flag, not white flag, World 100.
Number 3.
Number 3 was the introduction of the double bubble shot glass to racing fans around the world. It all started with the turn 3 game.
Number 2.
Definitely not sure which time it was at Eldora, but that Keegan Miller kid again walks down to the bottom to the fence there and just pulls his pants down and just starts peeing all over the place.
This is literally in turn 3, and he was about 4 years old, and he did this right at the track.
God love him. And the number 1 best moment over the last 10 years for the turn 3 gang is...
We're going to have to split this one, because I'm sure he's got a number 1 and I've got one, but mine...
Number 1A. Number 1A.
The first time a driver rolled through turn 3 at Eldora, and I am almost 100% for sure it was Aaron Scott. And the Halcom number 1 late model, he rolled through turn 3, and it took him about 4 laps to get the hand signal right. But he finally threw up, I think, what might have been the first shocker.
Number 1B.
I would have to go for this year's World 100 as a DJ coming down to us and doing a little skit for the online and everybody else that can hear. I mean, that was just amazing as well, and DJ is one awesome guy.
Well, guys, Lynx, I know we wanted to do some predictions with you. I'm thinking about adding you as a weekly segment if you'll think about it, so we can do predictions. But I do have to move on into this program. We got 2 more guests. I thank you guys very much for joining us. I want to be the official Turn 3 Gang Broadcasting Network, if I may.
You're it.
Do you have a network?
No, we do not have a network.
I'll come get initiated, whatever I have to do. This needs to be the Turn 3 Gang Broadcasting Network.
That can happen, man. We want to tell everybody thank you all so much for just kind of coming by, hanging out with us, watching races with us, saying hello, throwing up the shocker, sharing a beverage, and always remember, never forget, hardly remember.
That's right. And I thank you guys for coming on the show. You guys do a wonderful thing for the sport, being there and bringing people together. That Keegan Miller deal, awesome. You guys are saints. taking care of kids like that, it makes you a hero in my book. So thank you for joining us, and I'll be in touch with both of you.
Hey, thanks a lot.
The Turn 3 gang has finally made their way into dirt, and we appreciate that. Now I got to move on here.